Welcome to the Doc of Detox show, everyone. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, your host, and this is Braveheart Nation. Braveheart Nation is just one of our shows that we have. We actually have 5 shows that you can see at the docofdetoxshow.com. And then this show is actually played live on YouTube, Facebook, and on docofdetoxshow.com. And just so today you know, we're going to be taking questions. So if you've got questions, you want answers, don't sit on the fence. And I promise you, it's not about embarrassing you or putting you on the spot. It's about helping you uncover and discover the real you, okay? So today's show is called Adulteration is Destroying Our Children. And you know what? A lot of people probably go, I don't know about that. But I think if you really want to take a look at it, I'm absolutely right. Okay? Because I'll tell you right now, the majority of adults around out in the public, I wouldn't want them raising my children. Okay? Now, you might be saying to yourself, boy, isn't he high and mighty? No, I'm not high and mighty, actually. I just think that with statistics and research, it shows that 70% of the majority of adults and the majority of adults, 70% of their beliefs are actually dysfunctional and actually abusive. Are you getting this? And so, no, I don't want other people raising my children. And do we have kidderation? No, we have adulteration. Okay. And that's what we do really good is we actually make our kids, okay, screwed up. We screw our kids up. Okay. And the thing is this, if you were to take a really good look at yourself, take a look at the moods you have. How often are you up and down with your moods? Oh, that's just me. I love this one. Adults usually go, well, this is how I am. This is how I've always been. Well, whoa, I don't want any more of that one. I'll tell you that for sure. This is always how I've been. Well, good. That just lets me know I'm not coming over again, okay? And that's a fact. You know, I'm not going to I'm not going to hang around with adulterated adults. You know, and I have this joke, and I know people don't really like it. And I go, the worst thing that ever happened to kids was having parents. So in most cases, that's the truth, you know. And I really love the fact that, you know, the two people that actually raise the child, teach the child. So when the child is going off track or misbehaving or pouting or having a tantrum, where do you think the child learned it from? If a child has a tantrum quite often, then that means that the parents are always having tantrums against each other without even knowing it, okay? I'm not saying that people do things consciously, but unconsciously, guess what? We terrorize our children. Do we have a caller?
Yes, we do.
Wow, that's really fast. Okay, so, you know, we'll take the caller and then I'll go talk some more. Hello, caller. Hello? Hello? Okay, I can hear you, but you're not coming on, so you'll have to either call back. Okay, Omi, yeah. Okay. Anyways, so you know what? I know we want the best for our kids, but you're never going to give the best to your kids until you give the best to yourself. Let me just say this. You know what? Do you know, what are you good at? Think about that. Just close your eyes, relax. Let me think. What am I really good at? What have I mastered? And you're going to find out that whatever you've mastered and whatever you're really good at, oh, you practiced, didn't you? You rehearsed it, didn't you? Oh, yeah. You did it every day. And I guarantee you did it for at least 9 months or more. And you practiced and you practiced and you practiced until you perfected it. Now, let me just tell you something. The whole thing is a setup, okay? You know, I truly believe that we decided to come onto this planet and we knew the rules before we came here, and now we're having a tantrum about it, right? But the thing is that was the game. You were going to come down here and you were going to get adulterated. You were going to lose your spirit, and then the game is you had to find your spirit before you leave again. You can believe it or not believe it, but I believe it, okay? And the other thing is my parents always did their best, and my parents were messed up. My mother, she drank herself till there was nothing left. 5-star whiskey. She used to actually save the 5 stars, and she used to put them up on there was a strip around the cupboard, and would go right around the whole kitchen, And she's got all these 5-star stuck around this border, okay? Because believe it or not, alcohol was her best friend. It was her escape because she was never good enough. You know, I always knew there was something going on when I was younger. And then I found out that, you know, my grandfather that came to live with me, but they had a weird relationship. It seemed like she was always trying to win his love, and he was always a prick. And he really was. He was a prick to her. And he was a prick to everybody else. And then I find out that when her mother died, she was only 14 years old and her sister was 12. He raped the both of them. They lived in Newfoundland and he raped them over and over again. So what? Guess what? My mother's still trying to win his love. But so she's never good enough, so she has to drown herself in the bottle. Okay? So, you know what? And she was a beautiful mother. Okay? And that's the thing. Okay? She was beautiful. You know, when she drank, she was beautiful. When she when she didn't drink, she was beautiful. When she drank, oh my God, hell on wheels. And I already talked about that in another show, that, you know, when you're going to drink spirits, guess what? You're not getting good spirits. You're getting evil spirits. So when you drink and you know, that's one more drink more than you should have, okay? Then as far as I'm concerned, you get taken over by entities, okay? And then there was my father. My father was a pastor and he was a carpenter. And you know what? And he always kept saying to me, you know, I can't wait to be with Jesus. You know, I heard that so often. And the thing is, my father didn't know how to love me. He didn't know how to really love anybody, okay? And for him, the world, I guess, was a cold and hard place. And for him, and please don't get me wrong, but Jesus was his go-to for comfort. My mother, alcohol was her go-to for comfort. And the thing is that they both had a really hard, miserable life. So what I'm trying to say is this, that if us as parents don't work on who we are, I'm serious. If you don't come and take like our whole life coach course for 6 days, or really dig into the Braveheart online course and do it like 3 times and challenge the heck out of me and come on my shows and ask questions, then guess what? You're never getting out of this mess. You know what? When you get this stink on you and in you called adulteration, what do you think it's going to leave because you get older? You think it's going to leave because what? You pray? What are you, crazy? You got to work on it like everything in life. You got to put your heart into it. And you know, until you unconditionally, totally love yourself, what do you think you're giving your children? What do you think you're actually giving your children? You know, it's amazing. You know, I go into people's homes and what we actually do is we call them personal treatment and trainings. And we'll go there. And my job is I'll go through their fridge, I'll go through their cupboards, and I'll go through their minds. And we'll actually get down to the nitty gritty and find out that what this family declares as love is actually physical and emotional abuse. How many families just yell? How many families don't yell, but they never talk? See, you know what? There's a lot going on out there. Just think about this. So you know what? You go to school for all these years, and what do you learn? You don't know how to do your finance. You don't know how to have a relationship. You don't know how to have a relationship with yourself, and you definitely do not know how to raise children. If I was the king of everything, I would make people do my Braveheart course, but I would make them do my whole life coach course 3 times before they'd be allowed to have children. It's not a punishment, because these people that would actually do all this emotional work and learning how to love themselves, respect themselves, protect themselves, okay, they're the ones that are going to free themselves up on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level. That's the reality. So who am I to think that I know better? Well, I'll tell you one thing. No matter how hectic and crazy it gets, I love my life. I'll tell you one thing. I don't need a reason to smile. And everywhere that I go, and every store that I go, I try to make sure that I create some sense of laughter, humor, or joy, or positive, and I like to leave it all over the place. And I do that as I breathe. I mean, it is natural as breathing. And as natural as breathing is that I might fail 1,000 times today, but today was never a failure. So what are you really teaching your kids, and what were you really taught? And you know what? You're either passing on the family curse or you're passing on the family blessing. And I know you're not going to believe this, and I don't sit in judgment. I observe. And guess what? And I kid you not, I've done over almost 25,000 all right, consultations. And we have families that come from all over the world that stay here at our Oasis condo. And we do complete training, emotional training, deep tissue training for them to create that perfect day. And I'll tell you, I've never had or seen, and I really haven't, so let's get this. I've never seen a functional family. There's dysfunction on some level in every family, but that's the name of the game. So am I saying that they're broken? No, I'm not saying they're broken. I'm saying that's the way it is down on this planet. Oh, come on. What, you really think that if you participate in the medical system, that's love? Do you honor, respect? You don't think that screws you up if that's your health care? I'd be screwed up. Well, who can be treated like that? Okay, and you think that your government never coming through for you? It always seems like they have money for everything else outside the country and all this other stuff. And when there's a crisis, they're there, but they're not there to actually bring in natural health or really good foods or anything else or healing for people. You know, so if you're either going to be angry at the government or you're always going to be hoping they do better. But guess what? Okay, listen to me. People don't change. People don't change. They get tired and then they're not as grumpy, but they don't really change. They don't change unless they know how to work on their mind and get rid of the dysfunctional beliefs. And that's the reality. The majority of the population will never change, okay? They just may not be as nasty. Hopefully, they get happier, right? They get more content with their life. But the reality is that adults are adulterated, okay? So tell me they're not adulterated when we have to drink every weekend. Tell me they're not adulterated when they need to have drugs to suppress their inflammation problems, how they have to suppress their moods, right? Oh, it makes me feel better when I take these. Yeah, I know, because you're not good enough for yourself, right? So you got to numb yourself out because somebody's judged you and you can't live up to their commitment, because who could? I'm not going to live up to anybody's commitment about what they think I should be. I'm going to be what I want to be. I'm going to find my authentic self, which I have, okay? And I'm not going to go into that today because nobody really probably wants to hear what I believe my authentic self is. But I know what it is, all right? So everything I do, I enjoy. And you know what? If I do it with my heart, if I fill up my heart with love for myself, and I do it with passion and honesty and integrity, even when somebody gets pissed off at me, I'm going to say, okay, so what did I do to upset you? And I'm going to actually take a look at it, not on an emotional level, but on a level of learning, on a level of opening up my consciousness. And actually, that's why we came here. What do you think you're going to do when you're an infinite light being? You're going to want to travel all over the universe, and you're going to want to live on every different planet and experience every different thing. I mean, you know, I believe I've been everything. I believe that, I don't know if I believe it, but I won't say disbelieve it. You know, I've probably been everything. You know, I've probably been a woman. I don't know, it could have been a dog or a butterfly, or what does it really matter? I think that, you know, this whole thing is about living life and finding joy. You know, nobody really knows where we truly came from, where we truly are going. But I think a lot of people have a misconception of that, you know. And I think that whatever story you'd like to tell yourself, I hope that it's a story that frees you, that makes you feel happy, that makes you rise to your greatness, okay? Because I think that's the most important thing. You know, I don't really know why people want to have negative emotions, and they don't actually. But a lot of people punish themselves, and nobody's paying you to punish yourself. And when you think you're not good enough, or you know what I mean? Nobody's knowing you're even doing it. It's this self-punishment thing, and we teach that to our kids. So, you know, we're either passing on very strong, beautiful beliefs that come under the umbrella of love, or they come under the umbrella of hate, because there is only two emotions, okay? So that, for as far as I'm concerned, that's the reality of it all. And to understand something, it really is quite simple to have a great life here. It really is quite simple to have a beautiful life here, but are you willing to actually break away from the herd and do like 30 to 45 minutes with yourself if you're single, and if not, with your wife or your husband, and do things like the couples connection and do the the love band, I got this. Are you going to do the mirror work? You know, most people can't even look in the mirror except in, oh my, is my hair a mess? They can't look in the mirror to look in their eyes and actually see the most beautiful person in the whole world, and the most important relationship that you're ever going to have is with yourself. And if you can perfect that relationship, then you can perfect every other relationship that you have on this planet. Now, when I say perfect every other relationship, I mean you will get every relationship to the point that they are as full as they can be. Because you're going to have people in your family and you're going to have friends that are never going to be happy. And they can be miserable forever no matter what you do. Did you ever have somebody in your life where no matter what you did for them, it didn't change things? Oh, but then you thought it was your problem? No, it wasn't your problem. It was their problem, because nothing's going to satisfy them, because they hold back the love for themselves. So they're empty and they're even angry, okay? You can't live like that. You can't live on this planet if you're not going to totally embrace and love yourself. And that's the reality of it, okay? And for everybody out there, just know this, that I'm taking off tomorrow. I'm going to Florida, and I'm going to be there for the next month. And I'm going to be teaching Whole Life Coach certification, which is our emotional and nutritional training. And understand something, the emotional training is not like any other emotional training that you know of. And I'm not like the run-of-the-mill emotional trainers. I think you already can feel that. And the other thing is when it comes to our nutritional training, it's not like anything else. It's all based on frequency. It's all based on light. Because I will not bring on a product in the dock of Detox unless it's a high frequency product, because it's really, you know, no matter what you eat and drink, it leaves the body, right? The only thing that stays behind is the frequency. Okay? Like I'll tell you right now, and if you want to bring your frequency up, you want to change your moods, you know, you got to think about what you eat and drink, and you got to think about what you talk about, and what you allow. Like, I'm not going to go into somebody's house or go into a conversation that is negative. You heard what I said. And I'm definitely not going to get involved in a conversation, in a debate on religion. And I'm definitely not going to get into a conversation which is a debate on politics. All right? So I will never do that, because that's just a ring around the rosy. You know, because everybody's always going to have their point of view. And if you're the type of person that really loves debating, then you would love those type of things. Okay? And we already know that people love debating, but I'm not really going to do that. For myself, I'd like to keep my vibration nice and high, and I know what I want, and I want to stay clear, okay? That's just like, you know, people say to me, well, do you know about this product? Do you know about that product? Yeah, I know about it, but I'm not going to research it. I got to go by intuitively what I feel. And also, like I said, it's all based on frequency. Like a lot of people say to me, why don't you deal in a lot of herbs? And I go, well, because spices are better. And then they say, well, why don't you deal in a lot of different vitamins? Well, because that's not the reality. Vitamins are man-made, and they're just whole foods pulled apart. So I want to deal with things that are actually going to be in high frequency, and that actually can travel throughout the body and turn on all the mechanisms that make life work. So where am I going with this? Well, the thing is guess what? Adulteration is contamination, it's conflict, it's corruption, and it's on all levels, physical, emotional, and spiritual, right? And we're back to the old adulteration thing. You know, if you had unconditional love for yourself, just think what kind of kids you would raise. So I'm not telling you that with my children that if they can do anything, I just go, oh, that's fine. I don't do that. I go, but you know, what I do is I sit them down and I go, do you think you're going to do it again? What did you learn from that? And you do know that I'm not going to let you be able to do that, because it's a risk to your health, or it's dangerous, right? Like my daughter, I let her borrow my car. In 6 months, she got in 3 car accidents, then wrote my car off. So I've never let her drive my car for 2 years. Is it a punishment? No. I feel that I'm risking her life. And until she gets really clear and focused, I'm not going to hand her the keys. Do you understand? So I let her know that this is not a punishment, okay? Because punishment never worked, okay? But our society believes in punishment, right? Yeah. So, you know, that's adulteration. That's what I talk about, adulteration. Every time that you get involved in something and it becomes negative, you know that, and it just kind of eats away at you. What are you doing there? Walk away from that situation. Walk away from that person. You know, and if you need to get something back or you need to take action, but hold love in your heart so that you don't tear yourself apart. So I get it. You know, sometimes we need to make a stand. But you will know. People say that I'm highly intuitive, which I am. I can talk to a person for 2 to 3 minutes and I know exactly what's going on with them. Okay? But I will tell you something. Everybody has this. This is not monkey business. This is not voodoo. This is about you being in tune with yourself. It's really funny, how we talk about God. We talk about the universe. We talk about a higher power. But then we don't believe that we're part of that higher power, that we don't have the sense to actually know what's right and wrong on a higher level. Of course we do. As soon as you start believing, you've got to believe in yourself. I did a consultation this morning, and with a very lovely lady, and I said, it's great. It's great. I think everybody should have faith in a higher power. And I said, but that's not your problem. And you know what I told her problem was? Her obstacle. Not problem, her obstacle. She didn't have faith in herself. You can have total faith in your Savior, your Creator, higher power, consciousness. But if you don't have total faith in yourself, yeah, that's not a good thing. I deal with a lot of cancer patients and a lot of people with autoimmune diseases, and I can tell right off the bat, they can have like the strongest faith in the world. But if they're leery about faith, about their own healing, about their own being able to make proper decisions, if they don't have the courage and the faith to move forward, that's the problem. And then with this lovely lady, you know what? What if I fail? So she's doing something in her life right now and she can't move. She's stuck. Why is she stuck? Well, I'm good at this even though I don't like it. What if I go and I try to do my passion and I'm no good at it and I fail? And I go, there's the biggest lie you're ever going to tell. That's when you're really going to have the most full life that you've ever had. Because you have to understand something. If you want to become unadulterated, then you have to understand you've got to live your passion. And I will promise you one thing. If you decide to live your passion, it will scare you more than anything else. Do you know why? Because your passion is so big and it's such a big change and it means so much to you that your subconscious is going to try to shut it down. It's going to try to shut you down because it's too much of a change. Because your subconscious, which is 90% of your brain, is going to tell you, you're not allowed to change. You're not allowed to move on. Because guess what? I'm comfortable right here. I only know the past. I am not going to be in the present because that even scares the crap out of me, and I'm definitely not going to go in the future. How many times have you went and had a missed opportunity? 3, 2, 1, I got this. How many times have you had a missed opportunity that you are kicking yourself up in the butt? I can remember a few of them, and I'll tell you that right now. And it wasn't about big money. It was about a beautiful experience in my life. It was about doing something I always wanted to do. Don't let your subconscious rule you, fool you, school you. And it's going to until you decide to do your homework. Do you want to masters in emotions? Because this is the planet of emotions. And unless you learn how to actually master your emotions, then guess what? You're everybody's monkey, okay? Jumping from tree to tree, nervous, what's going on? Monkey mind, okay? You want to get rid of monkey mind. And I'll tell you, some of the most beautiful people I know are adulterated, but like I said, for the majority, it's never going to change because they're just a product of marketing. And I don't know if you realize this, but do you actually think somebody could market something to me that I don't want? Do you think somebody's going to market something to me that isn't vibrating at a high heavenly level or that isn't totally attached to nature, it's not going to happen. Okay. And the other thing is mankind, like I said before, is not kind, and he's a big fat liar. Mankind's a big fat liar. You know, I'll trust a woman way before a man any day, and the thing is, because she's coming from her heart, but I won't trust her until I find out if she is the master of her emotions and her mind. Ah, there you go, right there. So if you don't want to take a courageous stand and go in there and start becoming the master who creates and every belief you have, because why don't you just go create all your own beliefs? Okay. So here's the deal. From this moment on, don't believe anything. Okay. And definitely, if you find that your life is kind of, yeah, my life's okay. What the heck is that? Okay. Oh, things are good. What is good? My life is outstanding. My life is outstanding. And it truly is. It's always going to be outstanding. You know why? Because I'm outstanding. You know why? Because I don't mind standing out. Okay. I don't mind standing out in the crowd because I don't need your approval. Okay. And don't worry, I'm not going to take anything personal when you say that I just go, you know, I'm going off on a tangent or, you know, what kind of drug is he on? Well, I'm on the love drug. That's what I'm on. And I'm on the love drug that I'm an infinite spirit created by that which created the whole universe. And I'm going to celebrate every day and know that when I decide to leave my body, you know, don't you just love this one? Death, disease, and dying. Don't we just love those words? It's all about death, disease, and dying. Well, for one thing, there's no such thing as a disease. It's just being out of balance with yourself, not knowing who you truly are. The dying part, well, we're usually dying more emotionally, and we die every day emotionally because we don't know how to control our emotions, you know. And then the death part, well, we don't really die. We give up our bodies as the earth vehicle. We leave it here, of course we do, because we're going to go on to another journey, right? So that's how I feel. And you can say, well, he's just trying to avoid the real truth. Well, that is my real truth. You can live whatever truth you want, okay? I don't know. You know, I think that, you know, we get caught up and we can find ourselves grieving to the point that we're mourning. And we mourn all the time. And then there is no sunshine in our mourning, is there? Yeah. And I'm not saying that we're not going to be affected by things that go wrong in our life. Of course. You know, when I started getting into all of this, you know, my friends, my family, first they thought I was like, you know, joined a cult, but didn't move. And then I got, you're heartless, Darrell. You're heartless. Because I didn't hurt. And I wasn't continually showing pain like everyone else. You know, and today, I won't say that they completely understand me, but today they definitely won't come up against me. And most of the time, they're wishing they can be me. And you know, someday they will when they decide to put the effort in to totally learning how to do the self-love thing. But see, to do the self-love thing means you're going to probably have to leave the friends you have. You might even have to get rid of some family. And you might have to change your job. And you might have to change a lot of things, right? Because if you have a lot of adulteration, dysfunctional beliefs going on inside of you, then you're actually truly not living your life. So if you were truly going to live your life, it might look totally different. And to be totally different means that you're going to have to lose what needs to be lost and find what needs to be found. And you know what that is? That you are the most beautiful creature that was ever created in this universe. And that you should let yourself off the hook for everything that's ever happened and everything that you ever thought you were responsible for. You came down here to two beautiful parents that were lied to. They were given health manuals that weren't health manuals. It'd be great if the manuals were even like neutral and they didn't do any good and do any bad. But look at the manuals we get given. Come on. Look at the food our parents bought us. They had us shower in chlorinated water. My father, when my father broke up with my mother, he put me on sleeping pills, right? Just because I think one night I said, Dad, I couldn't sleep. That was it. Boom. Now I'm on his sleeping pills. Knocked the living crap out of me, right? You know, I'm like 12 years old, right? Yeah, that was a funny time too, you know. Not a funny time, really. I mean, when my parents broke up, I was happy that they broke up, but that didn't last for long. But I think I was just happy they broke up because they would do the silent treatment for so long and then they would fight. You know, it was really a dysfunctional marriage, you know. And I didn't realize it, but I was pretty dysfunctional. Oh, was I fun to be with? Absolutely. But was I dysfunctional when I was a teenager? Absolutely. And everybody I hung around with was dysfunctional. You know, we did drugs and sold drugs, and I did a lot of other crazy things too. And I mean, crazy things like, yeah. So, you know, and you know what? I don't regret any of it. I don't regret any of it. You know, I can remember when I was younger, around, I think I was around the age of 15, never smoked a cigarette in my life. And I was with my mother, living with my mother, and she had come to be with this guy. His name was Tony. And they were together for a while, and then they told me that they got married, so I changed my name to Darrell Antonio Tannardini. But they never did get married. My mother just lied to me about that, you know. And then one day he got up and left and cleaned out the bank accounts, and we lived in this really poor section in Halifax. So, and I really didn't have a lot of friends, and there was this group down on the corner, and I'd go down and visit them. So, you know, they toked and they smoked, and they were a lot younger too. But eventually I toked and I smoked because I needed love and I needed to be accepted. I didn't care if it was scraps. I didn't care if it was abusive. I didn't care if it was going to hurt my body. I just wanted love. You know, I think I would have done anything for love back then. You know, so the search goes on, doesn't it? The search will go on and you'll keep looking for love, and you'll take whatever scraps get thrown to you until you understand that you are a child of God and you're amazing, you're beautiful, and you need to start pouring love into your heart and fill it up. Because as long as you count on the world, yeah, I wouldn't count on the world for my health, my finances. I wouldn't count on the world for my love, ever, ever. I don't count on my family for love. Do you know why? Because I'm not going to burden them with that. I'm going to fill up my own heart and I'm going to shine it on them whether they're miserable or not. I'm going to love them whether they love me or not. And that is the game. There's the game right there. That's the game. Can you love everyone? You don't have to like everyone. I don't like everybody's beliefs. You know, there's things that go on in the world that I don't like. But understand, those things have been going on since this world was created. Those things aren't going to leave, because the only place that you're going to find inner peace and get rid of that adulteration is inside yourself. So they say you got to go inside, okay, to change your life. Well, I agree with that. But you better take a look around outside, because the 5 people that you hang around with, you're the average of them. And if you hang around with sick people, mind-wise or body-wise, you're going to become sick too. And that's a reality. But maybe you need to hang around with sick people, because that makes you feel more comfortable in your sickness with your sick beliefs. Am I picking on you now? No, I'm not. Am I trying to wake you up now? Yes, I am. Because you are. You are the I am. You're the I am of your life. The amount that you love yourself is the measurement of success that you're going to give yourself. You know, people say to me, you know, oh my gosh, he was such a good guy. You know what, good guys usually do die young because their hearts are empty and they'll do anything and be everything to everybody. And you can't live like that, okay? And then people go, oh my God, he's so evil. He takes everybody for their money. He's so nasty. He's not going to live long. Where do people get this? Okay, the most nastiest people in the world can be the healthiest and the richest. Okay? Because if they believe that they believe that they deserve to be healthy and they deserve to be rich, they can still be miserable. How's that one? Okay? And then I have people, that actually believe that, if I just be good, if I'm just good, if I follow the rules of my system or I follow the rules of my organization, then all will be granted. Oh my gosh, we're so delusional. There's only one thing you need to do, and that is called totally, unconditionally loving yourself and just shining that light. And anything that you want, whether it's your health or finance or relationships, just know this: you're never going to have it unless you believe that you deserve it and that you are a precious creation. And then that which created you is just waiting to give it to you. But as I was told before I came to this planet is, hey, just remember this one thing: whatever you talk about the most, think about the most, I'll give you more of. And I can tell you that's true. I can look at every part of my life and see the belief systems I had, and I can see the measurement of financial wealth, okay, my health, my relationship with myself, with the world, the universe, and everything else. I'm at peace with everything. I'm at peace that we're going to be at war on this planet. I'm at peace with that. I'm at peace that people are going to go off to war, okay, and fight for a cause that they believe they need to fight for and regret it. I believe that you cannot go to war and ever be at peace. I don't know when I've ever went to war with someone and it made me feel great. Okay, so understand something. Those that create the wars want us to go to war to fight their wars. It's all for them. And people don't do anything in this planet unless they think it's going to make themselves happier. Boy, we can make some really dumb decisions thinking we're going to get happier, don't we? Huh? Like I'll drink half that quart of rye. Whoa, that made me happy. Or I'll take these drugs because that'll make me happy because I need to get away from who I am. Or I can't stand the pain I'm living in anymore. But understand something. You know what? The body goes, where the mind goes, the body follows. So, you had pain in your brain before you had body pain. So it seems like, I'm talking about a lot of different things today. Yeah. But it's all just boils down to one thing, doesn't it? So let's just play a little game here for the rest of the week, okay? Let's play the game where when something goes wrong, that you usually get really pissed off at your family, okay? And you're mad at them for 3 hours or 3 days. Let's do 30 seconds. Or let's not be mad at them at all and give them a heart-to-heart hug and have our hearts melt. And once that happens, pull back, and then you can lash at them. No, you won't. You won't lash at them because you're just running a program. I really don't know when abuse, physical or emotional abuse, actually is a big payoff, okay? It's never been for me. But I certainly did it long enough and strong enough to a lot of people. Again, you know what? And I have no guilt because that's the way I was raised. So a lot of you that are running around with guilt today, you need to just get rid of it. Get rid of it right now. You need to get rid of it that fast. No more guilt for your past. No more guilt for your future. You know that you have to rehearse and you need to practice to perfect anything. And know that you're not always going to get it right. Why else did you come down here? You want to get it all right all the time? How boring would that be? You'd be asking to leave. You'd be gone already. Where's the adventure? Where's the challenge? Oh, you don't want any challenge? You don't want any adventure in your life? Wow, really? Okay. All right. So we'll just sleep through this thing, right? Anyways. Like I said, this will be the last Braveheart. I have to just do something here. This will be the last Braveheart. This will be the last Braveheart for the next 5 weeks. So guess what? You guys are going to get a mental break. And you're not going to have to listen to me. Okay? So the next Braveheart will be on November the 20th. 2018. And remember why we do this. We come together to help to transform our life, okay? To expand our minds, to help our families uncover and discover their true selves, okay? And you know what else we do? We do this so that we don't become the terrorists to our children. You know, I don't know if you know this or not, but I do a lot of consultations for adults who have teenagers or little children, even 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to in their 30s, okay? And look at, when it's like to the teenage years, we end up actually consulting the parents. Yeah, you got it. It's the parents. Because we have to go back to the parents to show them what they did. Wasn't it not that they did it on purpose, so that they can finally make changes and love themselves more, to truly then teach their children to love themselves more. You know, if you love yourself unconditionally and you hold yourself in respect and honor, your children will do it too. And they won't allow their friends to dishonor them, disrespect them, or disrespect their body. Who taught that to them? So let's just, I'd like to just talk about the oath that I wrote, okay? And let me just go through it. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself. First and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Whatever you want in your life, I want you to act like you have it right now and be at peace with that and be comfortable about it. And that's what you need to do. And wherever you can take loving action towards that goal, you will do that. And you will not allow anxiety or frustration or impatience, because that will ruin the game. When you totally bring out that frequency and that vibration to the universal consciousness, that it's already yours and you're so comfortable about having it, then know it's on its way. Just know that everything has been on its way. But until you deserve it and you bring your vibration up for something better, how will you ever get better? Right? Unless you're going to be different, how could things ever get different? So if you're not willing to change your personality, don't ever think you're going to change your reality. And if you're not willing to spend some money and take, you know, a course like Whole Life Coach certification, or take my Braveheart online course, or make phone calls on here, look at all the phone calls that are coming through. I'm probably scaring people off. What do you think? Maybe I'm too high energy for them, but I'm not going to bring it back. I'm not going to bring it back. I want you to know how amazing you are, and I want you to come and get it. And guess what? Nobody else cares that you come and get it. Especially society doesn't care that you rise to your greatness and you wake up. I mean, when's the last time said to you, hey, have a spiritually good day, eh? And when I say spiritually good day, I mean get your spirit up. Have the best beautiful day of all. I'm not talking about have a religious day. I'm talking about have a high-spirited day, which means that you are going to bask in the beauty that you are. That's what I'm talking about. Understand, you were never your mind, and you're still not your mind, unless you've done your homework, okay? And guess what? Your thoughts are not yours. Guess what? And the story that you tell yourself every day, if you're telling yourself a story that demeans you, demeans anyone else, or degrades anything, then guess what? Then that's not it. What are you even doing there? Tell yourself a new story, okay? So the reality is, until you really want to think about what you've been thinking about every day, and you don't want to change that, then you're not going to change. So you've got to change it. Because as long as you don't find the authentic you, then you're going to be everywhere else and you're going to be everyone else, okay? And as long as that happens, guess what? Your subconscious just won. Because when your subconscious is in control of you, it's always about the past. And it's always about worrying about the future. And it's never being in the present moment. Do you know why it's not being in the present moment? Because the present moment is your point of power. You cannot create anything new unless you're in the present moment. And if you're not in the present moment and you're at peace with yourself and calm and quiet, guess what? For that which we call God, you'll never hear because it comes in a whisper. When you hear nagging or yelling or screaming in your head, that's your subconscious. So just remember, how you think, how you act, how you feel, at every given moment is shaping the next moment. If I told you that you were just responsible only for the moment, okay? This earpiece is really like, if I told you that you were responsible for just the given moment, and if you could be present only in the, if you could keep yourself present in the moment, you'd own it all. So if you can stay connected to your breath, the lion heart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, if you can put a slight smile on your face and keep your chin slightly up, put your shoulders back and go, I got this. And when things go wrong, that's the old me. And know that you're deserving of everything. I promise you, your life is going to change. And I want to hear about it. Okay? And the only reason why you wouldn't want to do any of this stuff, because this whole show, all I've been trying to sell you is self-love. Oh my God, wouldn't want any of that stuff. That stuff, boy, you do that, you're going to go to hell forever. So do you truly understand that your thoughts are not yours? Because if your thoughts were yours, then you know what? You shouldn't be having only, what? Did you know that the average person is only in the present moment or in their conscious mind for 5% of the day, and they only experience 2% joy throughout the day? This is actually research that's been done. That's pretty sad, isn't it? Yeah. So your thoughts are not yours unless you are feeling empowered and joyous, and when things go wrong, you're there going, hey, what can I learn from this? Let's do this. We got this, you know? And really, it is that light, okay? Yeah, but you don't understand, Darrell, my life. You don't understand what's going on. Well, I do. I understand that if you're doing that, your family must be doing that, which is they taught you that, and you need to stop doing that, okay? Because it's giving you wrinkles, all right? So do you truly understand that the story you tell yourself is not really true? Do you understand that history is a big fat lie? Do you really? And do you believe everything you read in books? I don't. Do I believe everything I see? I don't. Do I believe everything I hear? I don't. Do I trust everyone? No. Do I love everyone? Yes. Do I make people earn my trust? It's not like I hold back anything from them, but it's not like I'm going to go and do what the average person tells me or the majority, because we already know where they are. They're in a bucket of poo-poo, aren't they? Do you truly understand your mind is not yours until you've handpicked and created and dipped every prominent thought in love that lives in that beautiful mind of yours? It's got to be yours. It can't be mine. Do you want to be me? No, you don't want to be me. You want to be you. Wouldn't it be great to come down to this planet and actually discover the authentic spirit that lives inside that body of yours? Yeah, 1 out of 10,000 people do it. Does it mean it's hard? No. It's just that you're not taught to be that self-centered. Oh, wait a minute. I mean centered in yourself. You're not taught that you're allowed to be selfish. No, 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 no. You're not being selfish. You got to be selfish enough to know what you need, or you're never going to know what other people need too. Okay? So look at this like this. You know, if you don't want to master your mind and you don't want your thoughts to be yours and you want them to be everyone else, then just know that you are going to what? You're going to be everybody's servant, okay? And that's the bottom line, okay? So I say to you, are you ready? When are you going to be ready to finally take your health to the highest level? To finally take your mood, you know? Your mood. Oh my God, my mood is just up. You know what I mean? How would you like to get to the point, no matter what goes wrong, you're still centered in that love? Somebody better be. Isn't it great when everybody just loses it? And do you know how many people are addicted to losing their mind? Okay? Losing their mind. Oh, look at that. It's 3:15. Angie should be having an anxiety attack in about 6 minutes. We're programmed. We're programmed. So the bottom line is when you finally embrace that sacred truth of why you are truly here, you will uncover and discover the true you, the authentic you, and you shall be healed. You will be healed. Until then, you will be everywhere else and you'll be everyone else. Okay? So the reality is, until parents or adults decide that they want to take a really good look at the love they hold for themselves, I think our children will be messed up, you know? Think about the way that adults talk to children. Adults talk to adults differently, but when they talk to children, they talk to them like sometimes like they're pets, like they own them. I don't own my children, but I want them to respect and honor my house when they're in my house. And what do I mean by that? I'm not talking about, I want them to honor and respect themselves, and I want them to love themselves. You know, I don't want little terrorists running around, okay, terrorizing themselves, and I don't want them terrorizing me. All right. And you know, I'm willing to sit down with my teenage kids anytime because, and also I have adult. You know, I've got children that range anywhere from 30 right down to quite young. Let's put it that way. And I will tell you that I am more than patient, more than compassionate to sit down with them because it was me and my wife that actually messed them up. I can see the old beliefs I used to have in them. So I'm always open to help unravel some of the mess that I created. Okay, so we have a caller.
Hello, my name is Linda, and I'm calling to see if you can help me think of ways to help my grandchildren. The title of today's show is Adulteration is Destroying Our Children. Well, mine are all grown now. So I have several grandchildren.
Well, the only way that well, first of all, I've never seen it really go well when the grandmother or the grandfather steps in and tells their children how to run their children or how to treat their children. That never works out well. The only way that you can do it is the more that you change. You know, we've seen many times that, you know what, boy, you know, when my grandfather passed away, wow, that really hit. When my grandmother passed away, that really hit. Well, because, you know, as we grow older, we become more compassionate. And we're not struggling with ourselves so much. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I have that.
Yeah, just understand when you were younger with your children's age, you were struggling with yourself, and now they are.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your grandchildren, actually it's your children that need to be fixed, right? Not fixed,
yes.
but you know that, but you know that you can't go there.
Yeah.
Right? So
yes.
The thing is now you want to stop the family curse, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's be truthful, right? And it's not that you were lying, okay? But the thing is when we really take a look at things and be honest about stuff, it's really important. You know, when somebody says, I really want to help my grandchildren, what they're saying is, you know what? I really don't care for some of the things that the parents are doing to the children. Well, just understand that. You probably did that to your children, but now you're aware of the fact. And you know what? That's the name of the game down here. Okay, that's the name of the game. So you didn't do anything wrong when you raised them because there was nobody around like you that was ranting and raving on a show like me. Right? So,
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So that wasn't going to happen. You know, that just wasn't happening. I mean, when I was doing this, like 20 years ago, I was already on this bandwagon. You know, people just thought that it was some kind of weird religion or some kind of weird spiritual cult or something like that. So, you know, the reality is now is how quick are you to forgive your children? Which one of the children? Okay, so like the daughter-in-law or the son-in-law, how much have you embraced them of each of those couples?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Okay, well, I'm trying to tell you that would all of these parents and even the son-in-law or the daughter-in-law, would they view you as a friend and that you are accepting of them?
I think so, yes.
Well, you need to
Yes.
know so. So, that's important, right? I see a lot of times where the grandmother usually she supersedes her authority, and then it's usually the son-in-law or it's the daughter-in-law that usually digs her heels in and says, no, these are my children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta be really careful what I say
Yes, you need to.
and
You
suggest.
you need to. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. And yeah, it's you know what? It's just not real easy. Okay, it's not easy. For
Yeah.
me, it's like this. The body is amazing. Everybody goes on like even though I'm called the Doc of Detox, that was I called myself that because it's it's uh, um, it's just a phrase. But do I believe in detox? No, I don't. I believe in the perfect day. So that's kind of an oxymoron because you have to understand something. The human body's made out of mainly detoxification organs. And whether you believe this or not, if any of the children were to get really sick, the parents would wake up, hopefully. And the reality is that believe it or not, kids can be fed really bad, and once they start to be adults or they start to get sick, they can start if they start eating well, it turns everything around. We must not forget that we are our miracle body. The most important thing way before food. So when they come to your house or when you take them out, always go and try to give them an alternative of food, but make sure it's delicious or they're just, don't give them granola and don't give them things that taste like cardboard. And make sure that whatever you take them to, somebody knows how to cook really great natural foods and say, when they go, you got to, if you're going to do it, you got to give them natural foods that they go, wow, this tastes great, Grandma. Yeah, and guess what, honey? It's all natural. Like when my grandchildren come over, I make a blender shake, of organic strawberries, almond milk or coconut milk with Zija moringa powder and, one egg. And they think it's a milkshake. It tastes so good. Like they just love it. They eat it up, right? So everything
Yeah.
you do it in a healthy way, but and that somebody really loves the taste. And then when it comes to the emotional part, it's how accepting are you of the children and how understanding are you, and do you allow your old beliefs like when you were being raised by your parents, there's things that we just don't do that our parents used to do, right? Like my
Yes.
my father used to like to slap me, and then he used to like to kick me with his boots, and we just don't do that anymore. We've come a little further. So the thing is this is what grandchildren want is that they want an understanding grandmother that says, "Wow, really? You got caught stealing? You know what? I used to steal too." And then I realized that I didn't have to steal anymore because you know what? The world is abundant, okay? And the thing is that, if we steal, then we don't unleash our powers. We have these powers inside of us that we can create anything we want. Do you see how we turn it around? And it would be really great if we had parents like that today, that they actually did that, right? Like, honestly, when my kids do something, it doesn't matter how horrendous it is, I always turn it out to be a positive and make them understand, yeah, it was a mistake, but understand something. Every child wants to eat bad. Every child wants to drink alcohol almost. Every child wants to try drugs. Every child wants to lose themselves because by the time they get to be a teenager, they realize that their parents lied to them. When your children were born, they were the world to you. They couldn't do anything wrong. They could throw up on you. They could poop on you. They could poop a million times a day. They could scream all night. Okay? They could have tummy aches, anything they wanted. And then as soon as they started being teenagers, then that's when the whole unconditional love leaves. And that's the problem right there. So then what they do is they know that they really aren't, that beautiful anymore, and that there's no such thing as unconditional love. And then they want to find new parents, and that's why their friends become their parents. And then because we think that they're not really good children, meanwhile, we're the one that help to treat them and teach them this way. So then what happens is they need to do the drugs and the alcohol because they need to escape reality too, because reality isn't as good as or cracked up to be the way they thought it was. There. And that's called adulteration. So what happens now is that, and the other thing is that today kids haven't got a chance because there's sugar in everything. There's sugar in everything and there's flour in everything. And sugar and flour make alcoholics. Sugar and flour make addicted children, not just to alcohol, but to drugs, because they're always going to be looking for the dopamine rush. And that's what we get when we do flour and we do sugar. And the more flour and sugar we have, the more chance our kids are going to be addicted to drugs and they're going to be addicted to alcohol. And it's a big setup. So then when they get into the drugs and the alcohol, now they're going to get sick from the food and the drugs and the alcohol. So now they're going to need more prescription drugs and to numb out the pain. And then they're going to need surgery for all that inflammation and scar tissue and mutation that's coming. So, but listen to me. But that's the name of the game down here. When you play Monopoly, don't ask for it to be Scrabble. So understand, when people go on about, oh, you know, I think the world's changing. Yeah, okay, what, you know, the change happens personally. And it happens inside yourself. And then the outside world changes. So, you know, the thing is for you not to get frustrated and for you to know that they have the power to heal. And, you know, the parents are adulterated and it's part of the family curse. So don't give yourself guilt, but give your children compassion about your grandchildren right now. And, you know, go ahead. What do you think?
So it sounds like me changing and just being there for people, then when there becomes a crisis or something, I can say, look, we have the power to heal.
Yes.
This can be turned around.
Yes.
And
you know what?
ready.
No matter how big the crisis gets, you can't lose it. If you lose it,
yeah.
Everything that you've been banking, I don't care how long you've been working on this, for 1 year, and it seems to be just inchworming and you're very patient, but it's going so slow. And then all you got to do is lose it on one of the parents or lose it on the children. And then you show that you're the insane grandmother. Everything is out the door.
Okay.
That's it. So don't go visit
Yeah.
until you find your inner peace and you know that there's going to be chaos in these children, chaos in these parents, and that you are going to be okay with it, and you are going to be the love goddess. And you're going to say, we can get through this. We have the power to heal. And when they see how calm you are, they're going to say, hey, let's listen to the calm one, and it will come. And do you have the power to do that? That's the question.
Well, I am going to do most of the way through my first time with Braveheart. And I'm going to do it 3 times, and I'm going to do the whole life coach so I can be ready if and when that happens.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you actually do follow through on all of this stuff, then listen to me. Then you don't have to wait around. Do you know what they're going to do? They're going to come to you, and they're going to say, let's go talk to the blessing. Because no longer will you be the curse. And understand something. They're going to come on their own clock and their own time. And I don't care. Whatever you think they're doing wrong, you do not run into the rescue. You just let them know that you're lovingly there waiting. I am here for you.
Okay.
I do not want to change you. I want to love you. And I already love you. And I want to show you that I love you more. And I would love you to love yourself more. But guess what? I am so patient and I believe in you that when you decide you want to change, that'll be the perfect time. And right now, you want to roll around in the mud. And you go ahead. Because I rolled around in the mud for years. And I survived, didn't I? And now I thrive. So see, don't you dare forget that you rolled around in the mud, you know? I mean, you know, like I said before, I said this to people, you know, and I mean it in a good way. You know, a pig doesn't know that it's rolling around in its own poop until it's no longer a pig. And I'm not calling anybody a pig. It's just a terminology I'm trying to get. You don't notice there's a stink going on in your life until you change your personality, you change your reality, and the stink leaves. Now you look at other people and they're doing the stink dance. Let them do the stink dance. I got to tell you something. I love being a shit show when I was younger. I was addicted to losing it. I can remember a couple of times with girlfriends when I was a teenager. This one time, oh, you know what? It breaks my heart today. Wendy, wherever you are, okay? I slapped my girlfriend. And I'll tell you, today, when I say that, it just chokes me up. It hurts me so bad. It hurts me so bad. It's the only time I did that. And I think I was like 21 years old. And of course, I was high as a kite, and I had a few beers, and we were on the verge of breaking up, and oh my gosh, and you know, I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, I didn't know that I was really messed up. I mean, a fun to be with guy. I thought I was a nice guy. I thought I was a great guy, and I didn't realize I had a lot of work to do until I was around probably about 24. It hit me right in the face. It hit me hard, you know, and I realized I was really messing up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hindsight more 2020, isn't it? You're like, oh no, what I did that for?
Well, no,
But
I know exactly why I did it for. I came down here to
yeah,
lose it. I came down here to lose it. Don't kid yourself. Everybody comes down here and loses it. That was the name of the game. Okay, Darrell, you want to go to planet Earth? Sure do. Can't wait. Looks pretty exciting. There's a lot of stuff going down there. Well, it's a life-threatening place, but it's full of adventure. Yep, love to do it. You know you're going to lose yourself, and then you got to find yourself. I know that now. I don't have any guilt. I mean, I just wish I never slapped her. She was so beautiful. And you know what? I just wished I didn't lose it that much. You know, there are things that, you know, when I don't live with guilt, okay? I would love to see her someday and tell her that I am sorry. Because that's the only time I use the word. I will never use the word unless I intentionally hurt someone. You will never get sorry out of my mouth. Because we have been taught to say sorry to everybody's mother's uncle's daughter, whatever. So that we can just lower our vibration until there's hardly anything left. So no, I'm not sorry, but I am sorry when I intentionally hurt someone or because of my own way I hurt someone. So I will do that because I do that because I want my subconscious to recognize it's not getting away with it. But also, I'm not going to say sorry unless it is that situation because my subconscious is always trying to humble me, and I will not humble down. Okay? I am going to, you know, people say, well, you know, you got to learn how to humble yourself. Well, you know what? I don't think that's the right word. I don't want people to humble themselves. What I want them to do is to unconditionally love themselves totally, and then you won't have to humble yourself. You'll have to humble yourself if you're going to stay at war with yourself.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I want to take the whole life coaching, like you said, would be good for parents to do.
Yeah.
So grandmas too. Is it a good idea for me to really totally do the Braveheart course 3 times?
No, it would be better to come for the whole life coach course first, or not first, but you know, if I had it, okay. When I say this, I mean this, okay? Well, if you do whatever, if you do something that I asked you to do, I want you to come and tell me if I was right or I wasn't right, okay? But I'll tell you right now that if you're part of the way through the Braveheart, that's all you would need to do. If you came to the whole life coach for 6 days, I'm going to tell you something. You would just unleash your goddess within. That would be it. You would come back and you'd go, "Oh my God, I got this. I got this. Now I understand.
Okay.
I understand that I can totally love that little girl in me, and she can totally come out and play, and she's going to go play with my grandchildren, and my grandchildren are going to show me the way, and I'm going to show them the way, and then we've got it. We're going to unite. I got this."
Well, then I want to do that. I'll come to Florida.
You do, and I promise you. What's your name?
Linda.
Linda, you come to Florida, and I promise you that it will be the greatest life-changing experience. Well, it'll be one of them. I can't say it'll be the greatest because I don't know all the things you've done. But I will tell you that you will be in this course, and by the second day, third day, you're going to come up and you're going to say, wow, okay, now I understand why I came. I understand. See, because people say, why don't I do the whole life coach? Why don't I do the whole life coach course online? It's not going to ever happen. It's you know what? I could make all the money in the world. It would be like this big cash cow, and I will not do it. I will not dishonor the people that trust in me.
Cool. I like that.
And then guess what?
Uh-oh.
If you paid for Braveheart, then I owe you a refund then, because everybody gets Braveheart free. So if you come, then we'll refund you whatever you paid on it. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little bonus. And then also anybody that comes to Braveheart and gets certified, you get a lot more things. I'm not going to go into them, but you get a lot more things from the Doc of Detox. And we really help you out on your journey. There's a lot of support tools you're going to get from us for nothing. Okay?
Great.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
It's about family. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day, and thanks for calling.
You too. Thank you.
We have a caller.
Hi, Dr. Wolfe. You have a safe trip when you go to Florida. We're going to miss these shows.
Well, you know, it's like when I'm doing the teaching, though, John, I'll be doing Facebook, okay, almost every day with the students in there and allowing them to share what they're learning and just kind of maybe, you know, try to, what we're going to do is watch at the beginning when we do these things and watch at the end of the course how these people change, okay? You're going to see how people morph and you're actually going to see their wings start to grow, okay? All right? You really will.
Okay.
So that's what, so where you don't have the Braveheart, you're going to find Braveheart in action, okay? And thanks for calling, John. And how are you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Yeah.
The supplements are really helping me. I've been upping my dose of ATP plus, and I didn't realize I could take more of it, and the energy has been tremendous.
Well,
Can't wait to get on Metagen or
yeah.
try those ionic calcium supplements. Your products are like out of this world. I really like them.
They are out of this world.
And I've tried a lot of other people's products, you know, that formulate, you know, different things. And I have to say that the price point is right on, and the amount that you give, you know, is more than you should. And the products are amazing. I really appreciate these products.
Well, you
but
know
you
what?
have a safe trip. And,
Thank you, John.
Yeah, maybe ever consider letting Abby do a Abby talk? She does really good, you know.
To do what? Like what?
Like a little Abby talk thing where people can call in and just, you know, ask her how different ways to use the supplements.
Oh, we're actually going to do that. We're going to do it all. Right now, so not this Thursday, but a week from this Thursday, there's a documentary I did. It's a 4-part documentary, and it's called The Calcium Connection on the ion calcium. And then Abby and Joshua, my chemist, for all the fulvic and the life crystals, is doing a 5-part series. And then that's going to be coming up. And when the series comes, it's like we play 35 minutes, and then we'll actually be on there with the creator of the products, and then we're going to answer everybody's questions. So that's all coming for everyone. You'd be surprised what we got this year coming for everybody. We have some of the, and we have more trainings with the one-shot therapy coming, and all kinds of do-it-yourself stuff coming. So,
you know, my favorite interviews are with the ones that you have with Dr. Jimenez and Dr. Marcel Wolfe. I am fascinated with light, photon energy, the bioptron, and the different ways, modalities that light can heal the body. It's blowing me away.
Yeah, we've got some really great shows.
Hey,
we've got some really great shows coming with Dr. Marcel Wolfe as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, have a good trip. Take care.
Thank you, John, and all my love to you and your family, okay? And I'm really proud of you, John. I really am. You know that. You know, we've been talking, and just even things that, you know, things are changing in your voice. And, you know, I just really need you to recognize how special you are, John. That's your last Achilles heel, okay? All right? Okay?
Yes.
Okay?
And
And you're
with
fighting,
God's help, it'll happen.
your subconscious is fighting that one. Okay? All right?
Yes.
Okay, there's more to you, and you have a mission, and you're not going to be able to complete that mission until you truly recognize just how amazing you are and the blessing that you have to give to people. And please do not take this lightly, John, when I said this, and I mean it. Okay? Do not take that lightly, what I just said. Okay? All right?
Well, I appreciate that. And Dr. Wolfe, you know what? I love you too, man.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you, man.
Bye.
Bye now. All right. Well, I think it's been a good day. I want to thank everybody who's watching the show or who's going to watch the show. And just know that you are beautiful. And don't let anybody tell you differently. And the next time that somebody tries to berate you, pull you down, give you that little sucker punch, just smile. Say, you know what? I love you, but this is not the type of relationship that I'm going to continue having with you. All right? Let people know lovingly that it's over. All right? That the abusive stuff is over, and understand something. Whether you want to believe this or not, people actually abuse people because they think they're going to make their life happier. Yeah. That's because they have dysfunctional beliefs that were handed down through the family curse. And when I say family curse, it's not all about the parents. Come on, look what's going on out there. I mean, just watch TV if you want for a few minutes and find out what that's going to do to your mind. Look at the commercials that are on there. Everything on there on TV on the commercials is about killing you, right? And then if you look at the families that they depict on TV, they all hate each other. They're so dysfunctional. They don't know up from down. Don't think that you're going to find solace in watching TV. Do know that you're going to find it in loving yourself and really tapping into that authentic person and reattaching yourself, totally plugging into nature. Totally plugging yourself. So take a look at where you're denaturing yourself. And we're going to do a whole show on blue light. Please start researching blue light. When I get back, I'm going to have a really big shoe, yes, on blue light. Because blue light is taking us down. And it's everywhere. It's in our homes, in the malls. It's our TVs. It's our iPhones. It's our iPads. It's our computers, you know. And I don't wear them usually, but the next time I'm on, I'm going to show you my Tesla lightwear. Because only on this show will I do this. I would never be in front of all this light or having a computer here and not wear my Tesla glasses. I wear them when I watch TV. I wear them when I'm in front of the computer, when I go through the mall, when I go through the airport. It's all blue light. Where do you think cataracts, glaucoma, acute macular degeneration is coming from? That's where it's all coming from. It didn't exist until we had lights in our house, because the light bulbs in your house are actually making you go blind. You know, that's why we carry a product called Pure Light, and it's the most healing light. It'll even kill MRSA, all different viruses, bacteria in your home, but it's a pure light that actually heals you, okay? It actually heals your skin, and it heals, the light goes into your eyes. And then you want to check out our Tesla polarized glasses. You'll find that on our energy medicine site, the same place where Bioptron is. You want to check that out. And you also want to check out our humic fulvic products with life crystals and our humic fulvic. It's the best in the world. And our ionic calcium, it's probably the greatest discovery in nutrition in the last 100 years. There's food for thought. Anyways, just know that you matter, okay? Just know your questions matter, okay? And your thoughts matter more. Have the best day of your life, and we will see you in a few weeks. Abby Michelle, who is my head nutritional associate of the clinic, will be carrying on with the Doc of Detox shows, okay? And she's amazing. And so don't forget to call in with your questions. God bless, and thanks for joining us again. Bye now.